Hey everyone. Today I want to share a little story about my life working from home and the unexpected hurdles that came my way. So here's the situation. I work for a software company that specializes in mobile devices. You know how it is. Sometimes you need the actual gadgets in front of you to get your work done. So when I need a specific device, I simply put in a request and they ship it right to my door. Easy, right? But recently, I hit a snag. I put in a request for a device, expecting it to be shipped as usual. But this time, I got a response that left me scratching my head. They told me, "Sorry, you need to come pick it up." What? Their reasoning? You live within an hour of the office, so you should just come in. Now let's break this down. Sure, if you check Google Maps at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday, when the roads are clear, it says it takes just under an hour to drive there. But I don't know about you, but I don't usually drive during those magical hours. When I checked the maps at 7 a.m., it said the drive would take over an hour. And during rush hour, forget it. It can take closer to an hour and a half. So naturally, I was frustrated. I even suggested, hey, what if I pay for shipping myself? It'd be cheaper for me than gas and parking. But nope. The answer was still a hard no. Apparently, company policy was set in stone, and I was expected to come in. Talk about a waste of time. So I made my way to the office. I decided to go around 1 p.m. right after my lunch break. I thought, all right, fine. I'll go in, grab what I need, and get out. So I did just that. I walked into the office, picked up the device, and immediately headed back out the door. But here's the kicker. The whole ordeal took me just under 2 hours. And because I was only in the office for a few minutes, I didn't have to pay for parking. I parked right in front of the building, hopped in, and left. But those 2 hours, that was time I could have spent working on actual projects, you know? And you'll never guess what happened next. A few days later, I noticed something had changed. Suddenly, I was back on the approved list for shipping. It seemed like my little act of defiance had paid off. Now, I know what you might be thinking. What about mileage reimbursement? Well, let me clarify. On paper, I'm considered hybrid, not fully remote. The pickup site is my office, so it's seen as a normal commute. I've never been required to travel to another site, just my office. So what did I learn from this experience? Sometimes you have to play the game to get what you want, even if it means doing a little dance around the rules. And in the end, it feels pretty good to take control of the situation, even if it was just to pick up a device. But enough about my story. I want to hear from you. Have you ever had to deal with a ridiculous company policy that made you rethink how you do your job? Share your stories in the comments below.